interactive committee and defensive committee. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and my beloved classmates. My name is Lumaisali. I am happy to be here to present you about my topic research with the topic challenges of learning English vocabulary at Ormel High School. And my topic is, I have divided into 5 chapters, with the first one is about introduction. As you know, English is essential for international communication and need to improve in Cambodia, especially because vocabulary. And vocabulary is support for language skill with reading, writing, speaking, and listening. And for my research, I focuses on 2 include function word, which is learned quickly, and content word, which are learned in context. Now let's move to statement of the problem. Many students neglect English vocabulary learning due to modern lifestyles and low motivation. And some of them lack of encouragement from teacher and peers, affecting their interest and progress. As you know, teacher play as a key role in supporting and motivating vocabulary development. And in this research, I explore challenges and how students can overcome the vocabulary. And this is my research question. I have 5. And let's move to the next point is objective of the study. And in objective of the study, I have divided into 6 points. This. Now let's move to scope and nutrition of the study. For the scope of the study, I'm focusing on vocabulary learning at Ormel High School, which is examine student difficult and about acquisition, use new words, and motivation and resources. And this research, I use qualitative approach through student survey to get some information about students by using paper. For the limitation of the study, this research have some limited because I only conducted in Ormel High School, so it cannot apply to all of the school. So it can only focus on the Ormel High School. Let's move to the next point, research methodology. Source of data collect procedure. Primary data is the original information collected directly through survey, interview, classroom, and observation and experiment. For secondary data, it includes existing sources such as research paper, textbook, corpora, and report. And method analysis. Qualitative analysis is the mean numerical data using statistical methods to evaluate student performance and impact of teaching strategies. It provides measurable and objective results. Method analysis. How are you qualitative in in my research? The method of collecting data was a normative survey. I used paper to get the information from the student at Ormel High School. And the Microsoft Excel 2016 was used to measure the calculate the analysis of the data. Now let's move to chapter 2, review on the topic. Vocabulary is a key for communication according to Nation 2001. Now let's move to the next. This is the school that I have conducted at Ombel High School. And this is the mission and vision. And this is because Ombel is committed by the National Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport. This school is one of the state schools under control of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport. So the logo and meaning is the same of the merge. Yes, this is the logo and this is the meaning. And this is the structure of the Ombel High School this year. And this is the duties and responsibility at Ombel High School. Now let's move to chapter 4, data analyze. In this study, I use questionnaire responses to collect student opinion about learning English vocabulary, and the data was analyzed using descriptive statistics like average, percentage, and frequency. And the goal of this research was understand student challenge, learning strategies, and what affect their vocabulary learning. Now let's move to data interpretation. In this analyze, two responses to understand vocabulary learning challenges and motivation and strategies, I have some key findings like if students struggle with pronunciation, spelling, and forgetting new words, and their learning was affected by limited English exposure and lack of support from their family, and lack of a little of practice at home. And the student here like prefer active learning like reading, speaking, and listening instead of learn with the teacher. And data interpretation, I use qualitative analysis I use statistics to explore student difficulty and motivation. And I found the link between student background and vocabulary performance. And with the result, I think the teacher should know that the level of in the class they have different level, right? But they should know in this group of the students should put the low level of the vocabulary to them to get them happy when you can read or when you can read that vocabulary correct. So they get happy. When they get happy, they will want to study more. And for the students that have high levels, you get some person or get that's higher than the lower.
Okay, thank you.
Separate them to two groups or three groups in the class. And for my primary data, I didn't have any specific, but I used to just ask the teacher. I used the person. I prepared the person to ask the teacher to get the information that why the student need to learn vocabulary. And for the secondary data, I use the paper to gather information to get away from the student at Ombel High School to